There are a lot of airports in Florida today, with an estimated 350 flyable days per year. That's not surprising. But not all airfields have survived the various housing booms seen across the state. Information and images from airfields-freeman.com. This small general aviation airport was established at some point between 1946 to 1947, as it was first depicted on the February of 1947 Miami sectional chart. Depicted here is having a 3,000-foot unpaved runway. Renamed to Bradley Field at some point between 1947 to 1954, here is the field depicted on the August of 1954 Miami U.S. Air Force sectional chart. At this point, the field had gained a single paved runway, 2,600-foot asphalt, as well as two additional unpaved runways. Alan Reno recalled, "Part of the fascination with hanging around Bradley Field was the assortment of aircraft based there. Besides the T-6, there was the Great Lakes biplane, Mooney Mite, a Fairchild 10, and other assorted transient types such as the clipped wing monocoupe, Ryan STA, PT-22, and Ben Bradley had his Grumman F-3F, a rare last of the biplane Navy fighters, there for a time. On occasion, a veteran pilot would put on an aerobatic performance over the field. That was pretty heady stuff for a new teenage fledgling pilot." Michael Metzger recalled, "I grew up in Wilton Manors, Florida, just a few miles from Bradley Field, and went to school with Ben Bradley Jr. around 1957. My dad had a hangar, flew out of Bradley Field, and has fond memories of the airport. Ben Bradley Sr. has two children, his son Ben Jr. and a daughter named Piper. Ben Sr. loved planes and mini race cars. He built an oval track on the airport, clearly visible in this photo. I remember hanging out at the airport looking at several of Ben's mini race cars he kept in hangars next to his planes." A close-up of this aerial photo from September 20th, 1960 shows two hangars as well as at least 14 light aircraft on the field. The 1962 USGS topo map depicted Bradley Field as having a single paved northwest to southeast runway and a paved ramp on the east side, as well as 4 unpaved runways on the west side. The last depiction which has been located of Bradley Field was on the April 1965 Miami sectional chart. It depicted Bradley as having a 2,600-foot paved northwest to southeast runway. Bradley Field was evidently still open on June 26, 1965 when NTSB records indicated a Watts Knight Twister aircraft suffered a ground loop incident at the field, in which a contributing factor was noted to be the weeds along the runway, 3 to 4 feet high. Bradley Field was labeled as abandoned on the March 1966 Miami sectional chart. The reason for the closure is unknown, however, the construction of I-95 along the western side of the airport property may be the cause. Chris Kennedy annotated a 2006 aerial photo to show the outline of the runways of the former Bradley Field.